If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe now. Click the bell icon next to it and select All to ensure you don't miss any of my latest videos. NASA is exploring the depths of the ocean floor. Yes, their search continues about 10 kilometers below the surface of the ocean. Just off the coast of Florida, there is an underwater lab in the ocean called Aquarius Reef Base. It is the only such laboratory in the world. Every year, 5 NASA researchers and astronauts stay there for a few weeks and conduct special research. The name of the project is NEEMO. NEEMO stands for NASA's Extreme Environment Mission Operation. The scientists who do these special research are called aquanauts. Those in space are astronauts. Those in the sea are aquanauts. Okay, so if you know what the goal of their research is, you will understand what they do at Aquarius Reef Base. The name of the special underwater vehicle designed by NASA is RPS. It is a vehicle that can go 10 kilometers deep in the ocean floor. You must be wondering by now why NASA, which does space research, has gone to the depths of the ocean like this. Is it true? While the US has an organization called the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, for research, the idea of NASA going into the ocean and doing something about it naturally arises. There are various suspicions as to whether NASA knows whether there is an alien life in the ocean or whether there is a serious threat coming. Let us recall what the famous geologist Edward Bullard said. Let us recall once what the famous geologist Edward Bullard said. 2/3 of the Earth is filled with water. Man knows about the Moon and Mars, but it is very difficult to go into the depths of the oceans on the Earth and see what is there. He said that by the end of 2024, NASA is determined to complete the research of the ocean floor. It is as true as it is that the research done by NASA is useful for humanity. It is also true that its research is beneficial to America first and foremost. Now this undersea research is also like that. Many people think that it is very delicate research, but we are now going to know that they are working hard. About 90% of marine life, including fish, live in the area of the ocean where sunlight can penetrate. This is called the sunlight zone. As you go deeper into the ocean, the pressure increases. For every 10 kilometers you go deeper, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere unit. On Earth, the pressure has an effect on humans. We can only go as deep as that effect exists. When the Titan submersible vehicle reached a depth of 35 kilometers in the ocean, it did not collapse under the pressure. Do you know what happened in the accident? The people sitting inside felt pain and exploded in less than a millisecond. It takes the human brain at least 25 milliseconds to understand pain. That's not even enough time. Experts say that it was all over before they understood the fear of pain. The Titan submarine exploded at a depth of 35 kilometers from the ocean surface, but NASA is going 3 times deeper, that is 10 kilometers, and is conducting research. Why all this? In response to the doubt, they say that this is a preparatory effort for a major research project to be conducted for the existence of extraterrestrial life. Humans have been trying for years to find the existence of extraterrestrial life. They are transmitting radio signals into space. They are printing our footprints on spacecraft and sending them to distant stars. They are doing many things like this. However, the current experiment is researching the existence of extraterrestrial life on the planets of our solar system. What is the use of the ocean for that? The doubt is true. If you look at it, it seems that life on Earth originated in the ocean. Here, NASA has taken into account 3 factors: water, energy, and chemical matter. These 3 are the basic factors for the origin of life. That is, non-living molecules became living molecules in the process of evolution and grew into many living organisms over millions of years of evolution. However, it is known that the exact elements for the origin of life are elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, and phosphorus. They came together in different parts, that is, formed chemical forms, and life emerged. However, as soon as all these came together in one place, life it cannot be born. So a medium must be present, a vehicle must be available, and the same water must be able to combine all these elements into various combinations. It is necessary to have energy which is available in the form of sunlight. Scientists explain that life originated due to the presence of sufficient water energy in the ocean. Water is okay, but sunlight does not reach the depths of the ocean. Think about where the energy is there. For us on Earth, the sun is the source of energy. There is only one big dilemma here. Is it energy that living things need, or is it energy in the form of sunlight? According to the explanation of scientists, living things need energy. Sunlight is the only easily available source of energy, which means that sunlight is not the reason for the birth of life on Earth. With this idea in mind, NASA has undertaken research in the interior of the ocean, the Hadar Zone, where the first life originated. This is interesting, isn't it? Some say that without the sun the Earth would freeze. Then there would be no geothermal energy, no wind energy, no water energy. But instead of the sun, which is the source of energy, nuclear energy, some experts believe that instead of oxygen, artificial food can be used for nutrients, and instead of plants, algae can be used as energy sources. It may be very difficult to do this, so if the sun is our main source of energy now, where is the controversy? Let's find out. Don't worry. The Hadar Zone is the deepest area in the ocean, almost the bottom of the ocean. Here and there, it is 11 kilometers deep. The terrain there is dangerous. Hydrothermal vents are hot waters that are released in thin cracks. To put it simply, these are underwater volcanoes. When these erupt, the water that is gushing out, along with the minerals mixed with lava, is released, which means that the surroundings are like hot water coal. The temperature of the water coming from that crack is about 400 degrees Celsius. Even solid metals melt in that heat. Thus, the temperature emanating from the interior of the ocean is the temperature required for the birth of life in that water. Scientists say that it provided energy, so they say that the sun is not involved. Thus, complex living molecules were born in the ocean. Cells like proteins, lipids, and aeronets emerged. Then, single-celled bacteria and viruses emerged. The cells that developed over a few million years became multicellular organisms. The same plants, aquatic animals, and then millions of years of biological evolution occurred, and many types of organisms developed all over the globe. NASA is assuming a similar biological evolution on other planets. Just as it took billions of years for life to arise on Earth, there is a difference in time. Is it possible that life arose earlier or later on other planets? NASA scientists say that if NASA's argument is logically correct, what planet is it supposed to be in our solar system? Another question is, if Mercury is too close to the Sun, then Venus and Mars are acidic, then Mars has not yet been explored to the extent that liquid water has been found there, so there is no chance of life there. There are no other 4 gas spheres, so there is no place for life to exist there. Yes, if there is no land there, there will be no water. Where else can life exist? There are gas spheres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Venus, Neptune, which are the moons of the solar system. They are not gas spheres but spheres with solid ground. NASA believes that there is life on one of them, Europa. NASA discovered that there are salty oceans hidden on Jupiter, the 4th largest moon of Jupiter, Europa, just like on Earth. The Voyager experiments of 1979 and the Galileo experiments of 1989 took very close photos of Europa and analyzed the spectral information using a spectroscope. Europa's entire outer atmosphere is covered with thick ice, but due to the gravity of its parent planet Jupiter, Europa's surface is being stretched and compressed, which is called tidal fixing. Due to this geological phenomenon, Europa's core is active, resulting in the generation of huge amounts of geothermal energy. Due to this geothermal energy, water remains in liquid form in the layers below the Earth's surface. In addition, due to the geomagnetic waves of Europa, it seems that there are vast salty oceans under its surface. What has surprised scientists is that the water volume of the oceans on Europa, which is a moon of Jupiter, is twice the water volume on Earth. Like Earth, Europa's core geothermal energy, i.e. the temperature of the Earth, is high. The composition of the elements of both oceans is also the same, which means that there is a high possibility of hydrothermal vents in the interior of Europa's oceans, that is, in those depths. Scientists have revealed that the soil in its atmosphere on Europa's surface contains basic elements that are favorable for biochemical properties. These are what we are talking about: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. All that is left to be known is what form life is in there. NASA is preparing a space probe for this purpose. Their biochemical properties should be known for the existence of extraterrestrial life. Then it will be seen whether humans on Earth will find another companion. Whatever details are known in this experiment, they will inspire space experiments of various countries on Earth. Later, India, which was able to examine the dark side of the moon, which no one has reached so far, through the Chandrayaan-3 experiment, inspired more people. In fact, its travel path was very interesting and cheap. It surprised even the top country. It circled the Earth 5 times in a slingshot method and got rid of the Earth's gravity and suddenly rushed towards the moon. Every day we continue to follow the features. Then now we have also provided inspiration to reach Europa. Yes, NASA is going to send a satellite from Earth towards Europa like in a pinball game. To reach Jupiter's moon Europa, our rocket has to travel 1,600 times more than the distance traveled during Chandrayaan-3. If we think of the moon as our neighbor, Europa would be as far away from Mumbai as Delhi. In between, it would have to pass Mars and Jupiter, overcome their gravity, and also avoid the gravity of their moons. Moreover, it would have to travel through the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, skillfully bypassing the gravity of millions of space objects, the gas particles, and the dangers of hitting them. Understand how much power the space probe would have to travel to reach Europa. Once it has passed the Earth's atmosphere, it should not be forgotten that the Sun's gravity, the temperature of the solar wind, and the temperature of the solar wind are also major obstacles. The first element in the Europa mission is the Europa Clipper satellite. It will leave Earth in October 2024 and approach Mars, take a slingshot there, and return to Earth like a boomerang. It will again take a slingshot away from Earth's gravity and head towards Jupiter. From there, it will change direction like a ping-pong ball and head towards Europa. Scientists estimate that this entire journey will take 7 years. This is just the first stage. That's not the only problem. During its 7-year journey, it will pass near any of the planets, natural satellites, or planetary fragments in space. Then, without being affected by their gravitational forces, it will have to increase or decrease its speed in proportion. In those cases, where will the positions of the space objects be compared to their current positions? In all those cases, imagine how precisely the programming in the NASA space probe must be designed to reach Europa without colliding with all those objects. Our scientists must also anticipate what to do if unexpected gaps are encountered in space. It must respond according to their commands. After doing all this, the Europa Clipper satellite must do one more thing to reach Europa. Before reaching Jupiter's moon Europa, it will have to travel several times near the 4 large moons of Jupiter, the Galilean moons of Jupiter. Then it will enter Europa's orbit. NASA estimates that it will reach Europa in 2031. Then it will orbit Europa, scan it, collect its gravity, temperature, weather, gas flow, and many other things and transmit that information to Earth. It will land on Europa's surface and then release robots called robots on its surface that can break through the ice. To do this, we need to know the characteristics of Europa's surface, such as the composition of its surface elements, chemical properties, and so on. According to the information we have so far, Europa's surface may have ice layers that are 2 kilometers to 20 kilometers thick. The probe will have to break through such thick ice layers to reach the water reserves below. This could take a few years. How it will go is that it will melt the ice with its magnetic force, eroding the layers of liquid water below, and then it will place the 48 tiny robots it has taken with it there. They swim there, searching for life in the ocean waters. If there is extraterrestrial life there, what its biological and physical properties would be like is currently impossible to imagine. However, it may show that we are not alone in this vast universe. However, we need to know whether that life is intelligent like us, or if it is not a life in its infancy, it is a life more intelligent than us. There is no rule that intelligent beings on Europa should live on the surface of the Earth. Those beings may be developing their civilization in the water. According to their biological nature, they may be aquatic. They may be intelligent beings living in the water. All these are just words for now. 7 years later, the Europa Clipper satellite will reach Europa and after some time, break through the ice surface and enter the ocean. But since it is not confirmed, we have to wait and see. Since humans are also intelligent beings, the Kepler Space Telescope, Hubble Space Telescopes, the latest James Webb Space Telescope, and more telescopes are sifting through the distant stars. Until today, no alien life has been seen anywhere else except on Earth, which is millions of light years away. Life has not set foot anywhere else. No traces of it have been found anywhere. But think about whether our perspective is probably very limited. Just as life arose on our Earth, life evolved and intelligent beings developed, so do we think that life should arise and grow in other parts of the universe in the same way that it did? And perhaps our way of thinking should change. Scientists think that biological diversity can exist in other universes. Our scientists think that just as there are terrestrial, aquatic, and amphibian animals on Earth, life could have evolved there in the way we know it. We think in the way we know it. So we imagine aliens in movies to be human-like shapes. Those creatures that were depicted in stories like Predator and Avatar are similar to terrestrial creatures, which is beyond the scope of our imagination. Therefore, in order to know what the biology of those extraterrestrial beings is like, what the chemical composition of those beings is like, what their physiology is like, what the atmosphere is like there, and what consequences it has on the beings there, we must first know the existence of those beings. Another important thing is to know whether we are looking for the right place or not. In any case, geographically, environmentally, climatically, in terms of color, appearance, ideology, ethnicity, caste, religion, and social, economic, political, educational, and scientific differences, humans have been living on this planet for millions of years. Humans have been living together with their fellow living beings. Even though humans have fought, cursed, and killed each other, the evolution of life continues. We are curious about what we are in this universe, who is our companion. We want to make the human philosophy different from ordinary humans and arouse the curiosity of the rest of society. Even if we find a companion in that universe, we will not be able to find a companion with humans. Let's stand up. However, human civilization should not be heading towards destruction, but towards a constructive direction and should continue to stand high. Only then, if NASA or anyone else discovers any space phenomenon and tells us, our human dignity will be upheld. What do you think about this? Suma, how should we behave with our alien friends and how should we behave as humans to be an example to them?
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.